Good Saturday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich. This is your outlook for January 11th and January 12th, 2014. And the weekend video starts off with the GFS, and we have an area of low pressure that's going to be moving up into the Great Lakes region. Very strong area of low pressure, but we're going to be the warm side of things today and have the cold front that's attached to this sitting down here like this. We're definitely on the warm side of things with warm southwesterly winds out ahead of it. So we will get quite mild conditions today with temperatures in the mid to upper 50s to near 60 as we head down towards Philadelphia out ahead of this frontal boundary. We will have some rain moving in this afternoon, some very heavy rain expected later on in the day. And we go to the next frame here, and you can see that here. This is actually Saturday evening. We expect by late afternoon and evening for some heavier rain to move through before this frontal boundary finally pushes through. And then we're expecting this to only last through the late evening hours, and then it should clear out very nicely. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning on the GFS. This is overnight Saturday night into Sunday, so you can see it starting to clear out behind it. Now the temperatures won't get very cold behind like previous cold fronts that came through, but winds will be shifting out to the northwest. You can see where the ice bars are lined up here like this. So you will have wind shifting to the northwest, so it will get colder, but we're only talking about temperatures back down into the mid 40s for highs on Sunday, as opposed to back in the 20s and teens like it has been in with previous cold fronts. Now, one thing we're going to be watching here, and this is off the NAM future radar here, is a squall line that's forming. It's being shown on many different short-range models. The NMM is a particularly aggressive model with this squall line. Now this is a convective line, so it'd be the same thing like you would have in the summertime when you have a squall line forming here. The only difference is you have it's low top convection and not a lot of instability in this area, so you're not talking about lightning, or at least not a lot of lightning at all as these move through. So it will just be a very gusty heavy rain band that comes through if this does in fact form. And since the short range models are pretty much in agreement that it will, we think it will too. Winds just above the surface are very strong, so it won't take much for these winds to be tapped into, and you can get some near severe threshold winds, severe thunderstorm winds, as this crashes through here with winds of 50 to 60 miles per hour, not out of the realm of possibility. So we'll be watching that on Saturday. This would be Saturday evening here, late afternoon and evening, that we would expect that line to come through, and then behind it would start to clear out. I move ahead to Tuesday now. This is off the European model. Pretty much the same idea as the GFS. So just a cold front that's coming through here. Not a lot of precipitation with it. And the next frame here is pretty much the same thing. Here's Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. The cold front comes through. I want you to keep an eye on this little system right here. This is actually a shortwave kicker that is expected to trail behind this front instead of meeting up with the front and enhancing the rainfall. This system here is going to come over here and we think do one of these numbers here. Now, how close it gets to the area here will determine whether we have rain or snow, but behind this front here that comes through on Tuesday, temperatures will drop. So we are looking at the potential for some wintry precipitation with this, but the models are going to be all over the place with this, and the area of low pressure is actually situated right here. And again, it's going to take a path kind of like this, whether it goes out like this and just bombs out right about here and gives us a pretty good snow back in this area here, remains to be seen here, but we could be dealing with a quick hitting snowfall. Now, and the latest European model actually takes us a little bit further inland, so because it's tracking kind of sitting right over here over eastern PA, New Jersey, this would be too warm for this area, but this will be producing snow over the Poconos and into central PA, verbatim to this run. Now, previous runs had it a little bit further south, and the GFS has since lost it, but the Canadian has an idea with it now, or was out to sea before. So bottom line is we'll have to keep an eye on that, as we could have a midweek surprise with some snow, but it's a very narrow band of where that sets up, and it's going to depend on where that low pressure does in fact track. But we do think it's going to be something that could be cold enough to produce snow, and that's why we're going to keep an eye on it, and that would be for Wednesday and Wednesday night. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for the weekend, January 11th and January 12th, 2013. Have a great one.